Okay, the live stream should be starting up soon. Please give a moment to make sure everything is set on up. Okay, YouTube good. I can see Twitter's up and going. Looks like Kick is up and going. Twitter's Oh, howdy, I just saw your message. Sorry, I'm just making sure everything's set up before I get started. Welcome to the stream. So Rumble's going. Let me check my other computer. You can send them through. You can perhaps send a Games Replay link, or you can send them over to my Gmail that I have listed on my YouTube channel. Yep. Yeah, I can send you that. Oh yeah, didn't you say you got banned off of or suspended temporarily off of Games Replay? I don't remember. Here we go. I just want to send you a DM over Twitch. And looks like everything's good to go. So, let's go. I'm going to go ahead and get started with another replay in the time being. Maybe I'll cover your... If you don't have anything immediate, you can always just send it to me, since I'm going to be covering Cup Heroes 1 tomorrow as well. Let's see... Oh, I just realized something. Downloaded some replays. In actuality, I forgot to actually put them in to the replay folder. That would probably be a good idea, so I may need to quick close out of this. Because I got some good 2v2s I got from Games Replay. These will actually put them in the folder for me to actually cast. There we go. Loading. There. Wait for it to boot back up. There we go.
Sega.
And, only one of them showed up? Thought I put both in there. Hey, gotten down farther down the list. Oh well, let's go ahead and get started. Maybe it was a 1v1, I can't remember. Yeah, it's probably this 1v1. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Cup Heroes 1 replay. Spawn on bottom side as the US forces with Good to Go. Spawn on the north side as the Wehrmacht forces with Panther Daddy. I prefer using the term father than daddy. Second set of pioneers being plotted out. Looks like no additional pioneers. Engineers being plotted out. And we do got a third squad of engineers. From Dubai? Interesting.
Prick up your ears, people.
Well, of course, this community is relatively small. You get a lot of people from a lot of different countries. I know the company is co2.org. There's a lot of people from different countries. At least that's what they say with all the flags. Engineers kept the munitions point. Let's design for more munitions. Actually, a late barracks here. Interesting. Was designed for capping pressure along the right side, trying to secure some resources. First, let's see now. What do you think it's going to be? Volksgrenadiers, MG42, motorcycle, Schimwagen. I'm guessing Schimwagen. And Volksgrenadiers. I never guessed that correctly.
Engineers, saddle up.
Pioneers eyeing to capture that strategic point there. Engineers going to advance forward. They can perhaps stick behind this light cover. Pioneers are trying to avoid and trying to get into the garrison now.
Squad.
And the engineers do get some damage there. They don't appear to took any damage in return. Pioneers took about 1 bullet's worth of damage. After all, both their damage output is incredibly low. And I do have the Volksgrenadiers push me forward. They should be able to deal with the engineers no problem. Got these engineers now trying to deploy some sandbags, trying to capture this fuel point. It is behind this cutoff point here, so he will not net any resources from it, just trying to knife his opponent. Volksgrenadiers now advancing on forward, getting some damage there onto the engineers.
We're ready.
Granted, those 2 pioneers will make the capping pressure a little bit slow for the Wehrmacht player. The 3 engineers will result in the US player some good capping pressure. And he actually went delayed barracks there, so the rifleman squad comes out a little bit later than the Volksgrenadiers, but now being pushed on forward as well. Engineers decapturing up this cutoff point, but it's only a cutoff point for himself, not for his opponent, because this point is the cutoff point. Additional Volksgrenadiers advancing on forward. They do get some rifle fire on the engineers. Engineers just maybe just want to stick to cover. Soft returning wave not result in anything good for the US player. He's probably needs to retreat back sooner rather than later. The Volksgrenadiers are advancing. Looks like they didn't really properly pursue the engineers. Now that they're down to 1 last model there. Pioneers on the retreat here. Pioneers will not likely get the wipe there, but will definitely prevent them from pushing any farther forward unretreated.
Breaks over, back to the war.
Volksgrenadiers now eyeing for a bit of heavy cover there. There is not negative ground here, even though it is a road. And the sandbags have deployed field. He actually deployed a little bit of second. Rifleman squad does drop a model there. Does drop a second model there quite quickly. Volksgrenadiers have now dropped a model. But I think the Rifleman squad will lose out. Losing 2 models immediately like that was pretty good for the Volksgrenadiers. And now the Rifleman squad is falling back. Pretty low in health, but should be fine to not be wiped out. There's nothing on the retreat path. The Volksgrenadiers do have 3 models alive. Not a whole lot, but there's a second squad here. So the second Rifleman squad will have trouble versus those 8 models. Volksgrenadiers are now behind some light and heavy cover there. The Rifleman squad decided not to advance forward, which is probably a good idea.
Engineers reporting.
Engineers not being upgraded. Flamer, very nice. He's going to keep the 3-man Volksgrenadier squad along the 5-man squad, able to deal with any rifleman on a 1v1 situation quite easily, because it would be more than just a 1v1. Lay down some more sandbags there. This can be a double-edged sword, because the rifleman squads can use those sandbags as well. Flamethrower, trying to rotate around towards the rifleman squad, trying to keep them together so they engage together. And to be engaged with each other, right?
Yep. Rifles ready for battle. Yeah.
Looks like it's a little bit passive at the moment. Engineers capture this munitions point, and now this munitions point is starting to be decaptured. We got the rifleman squad and a engineer squad capturing the left flank. Overall, looks like better field control by the US player. Rifleman squad could just stick behind that heavy cover there. And now do have all the flame engineers advancing forward, and it looks like they can fire the fire from the heavy cover there. Got Infantry C1 now deployed out by the Wehrmacht player. Very nice. Engineer squad trees back 1 last model. Very nice. Rifleman squad with the Pioneer squad here. It can still go either way. He needs to focus on the Pioneer squad first. Pioneer squad will need to retreat relatively soon. Doesn't have a whole lot of help remaining, and now he stands away from the heavy cover there. Does
Enemy
and
unit
wipes up
down.
the Pioneer squad entirely. Volks Rifleman squad could be wiped up by the Volks Grenadiers. No, there's still 3 models remaining. Does get one last model. It does fall back in time. Now we do have MG42 out in the field. Rifleman squad engage the Volks Grenadiers. I think, yeah, those are the Volks Grenadiers will win out in the long run. They have a little bit of light cover there, and plus the Veteran C will help them out as well. Additionally, the Southern Volks Grenadier squad advances forward. The 7 models remaining may need to keep them together in order to engage Rifleman squads. To capture both these points, however, at the same time, they're nice and close by. Don't have to split them up too far. I do got a Pioneer and Volks Grenadier being pushed on out, and this Volks Grenadier is not a fresh one. He has 3 squads of Volks Grenadiers versus 3 squads of Riflemen, 2 squads of Flamer Engineers,
Rifles, ready for battle.
reinforcing everything,
Troops in, we're back to full strength.
barring, and now it's pushed forward, barring this last Rifleman squad. Rifleman squad here does fall back. Engineers have captured some good amount of sectors. I do not see any landmines so far deployed on out.
Rifle squad deployed.
In theory, this map is US favored, but at a medium-high level, it's actually a good Wehrmacht map. Good to know. This map, it seems pretty open, even though it also seems not open at the same time. Entry 42 does find some great suppression here, and that will instantly get him a win in that engagement. And these Volks Grenadiers are still not reinforced, and their health regen is kicking in quite nicely. I think this 3-man squad is fully healed. The 4-man squad may get some more health regen.
Ready for the crowds. Ready to fight, sir.
The Wehrmacht can easily close off half the map, that's the problem. Yeah, MG42s can be very useful. It's open, but yet laney, to say the least. Because, for example, it's nice and open here with some light cover sprinkled in, but an MG42 can easily cover up this entire region, which is all they need to tech to victory.
Now we can sniff out those mines. Looks like we fight today.
And for example, another spot is right here. They put MG42 cover up both of these areas as well. I mean, this area seems like open. You can like see these very open areas, but it can easily be locked down by MG42s, bunkers, and all that sort. Now got the Kriegsbarracks being deployed on out. Probably going for a Pack 38. Rear Center now deployed on the field, getting some much needed health regen.
For the fight.
No bar, no grenade research. Now do have the supply yard being employed on out. He may be eyeing for a Greyhound.
Look sharp, rifle in. Ready for the crowd.
Rifleman squad now seeing a bit of fire there. He does have a minesweeper here, very nice. But as so far I've spotted no landmines for him to sweep.
The
Of course,
Huns are taking
you
our
can't really
territory.
tell that yourself until you find one with your feet.
Damn it.
Supply yard's now complete. We don't see the motor pool just yet. Now the 3 Rifleman squads are pushing it forward, and the MG42 set up in a great position right here. Finds 1 squad, 2 squads, 3 squads, and the 4th squad will get suppressed, no problem. And as Holland blogs, able to overrun these infantry forces, but it's hard locked down by a single MG42. Rifleman squad 4th, Rifleman squad eyeing for a flank. These guys just hold the line, allowing these other forces to advance forward, trying to overrun the MG42. Does overrun the MG42, gets it fully wiped out. He could try picking it up for himself. Grenade, frag grenade has been researched. Nope, this one's staying in the fight. He's not on the capture. 2 flamethrowers getting some great damage on the Grenadiers. Grenadiers throw a grenade that's pretty stacked up there. Does do good dodge there. Took a lot of damage, but took the little losses. Now the Rifleman squad, wounded Rifleman squad, will be grabbing himself an MG42 and may want to fall back to that Rifleman squad. It could fall back to the MG42. It has a bit of health to work with. I'm always one of those paranoid people who like to keep stuff topped off in health. I thought that engagement was going to go horrible for the US player. Didn't do go great, but the excellent flank resulted in a victory. Actually, recovery bunker, I'm guessing?
We finished construction.
And now you got a nice little landmine here. Or they're not very little, are they? I mean, they're about, what, 2 feet big, 3 feet big? Yeah, 2 feet, I bet.
Rifle squad defending. Reporting construction complete.
Deploys out 2 landmines there. Interesting.
Losing a victory point. We are losing a victory point.
Flaming Engineers running around. Did I see another landmine? Yes, we do see another landmine there. The US player is going for a lot of landmines. Let's see if the Wehrmacht player has deployed out a doctrine just yet. No, we don't see a doctrine. See another... Oh, Grenade Warfare. Very nice. He's probably getting that to engage the captured MG42. Plus, this map I can see pretty good for mortars. Especially around this tree line. There's a big line of sight blocker for mortars. Additionally, there's even just movement blockers, see, around these fences from which the mortar could pull out in this region and at least prevent it from being overrun from towards the bridge. Volksgrenadiers advancing forward. Aid station complete, so now I can recover casualties. And you may want to focus on the Flamer squad. Getting some great damage on the Rifleman squad. Flamer's now getting some hits on Volksgrenadiers. Rifleman squad about to get wiped out. Rifleman squad, he may want to focus on the Rifleman now. He does escape off that Rifleman. Grenadiers or Volksgrenadiers maybe find that landmine relatively soon. Grenade Warfare set on up. We do have a minesweeper here, very nice. Now do have that one support units. The Pioneers did need a bit of help there, and also improves the Grenade Warfare. Oh, and that was not a good time for the MG42 to rotate around. Probably could have stayed around here, set up an angle to cover this area and this area. Oh, and Grenade Warfare takes out one of the landmines. Very nice. Pioneer Squad does fall back there. Still another landmine in this region. There's another landmine here as well. What if you realize they actually detonated a landmine? There's no crater there from the landmine since it's on top of a bridge.
That's clear. Mines deactivated.
Oh, I heard mines deactivated, so we did find one landmine, so he may be aware of more landmines now. Rifleman squad moving around.
Pioneers reporting full strength.
We are losing ground.
Rifleman squad capturing that point. Oh, here this Rifleman squad is trying to decapture this munitions point. Squad pinned. Oh, he found that landmine there. Didn't lose any models, but it will take a bit of time for them to heal up. He could use some medical supplies. He has 350 munitions. How on earth does he have that many munitions? Goes a grenade, receives a grenade. Massive grenade hit there on the Grenadiers and Volksgrenadiers. Rifleman squad does fall back there. And I do have that soul phase now researched. Does he have a... Yeah, that's why he has so much munitions. There's an observation post there on the munitions point. Any observation posts over here? No, we do not.
Pioneers have the point. The infantry is trying to engage us.
Right now, the Wehrmacht player has a good amount of manpower, good amount of munitions. Not a lot of field at the moment. He's probably going to go for a 2-3-4 relatively soon. Flame Engineers and Rifleman squad stands forward. Grenade Warfare flinches the Flame Engineers and does fall back now. All the landmines are either detonated or swept. This player does not have a whole lot of munitions. Spends quite a bit on landmines, which is very nice. Grenade Warfare in a good angle there. There's a good line of sight blocker there as well. And the US player does spot the Grenade Warfare. Maybe trying to overrun it. He's going to throw a landmine down right there. Or gently place it on top of the stone. Now let's say throw it. The thing you throw are grenades, not mines.
Armored car here.
Greyhound now pulled on field, being upgraded to armored skirt. You don't really need the 50 cal. The 50 cal is nice, but definitely go for the armored skirts. He may have saw that engineer place on landmine there at the edge of his vision, so detonating it like that is very nice. Flame engineers advancing forward. We're seeing quite a bit of fire. There's 2 engineers in this region. Grenadier may want to throw a stick grenade in this area. Grenadiers now seeing quite a bit of damage there. Grenadiers now suppressed. And one of the flame engineers does get wiped out. Grenade has been thrown on top of the MG42. Let's get some great damage on there. Grenadier squad needs to fall back really soon. Oh, so wounded. And the Grenade Warfare does connect the MG42, wiping it out. Grenadier squad now falls back. Both Volksgrenadiers are still suppressed. Medics charging forward trying to pick up some casualties, but the US player will likely gun them down. And immediately guns them down. Right now, let's see how many casualties have been recovered. We do have 2 casualty recovered, so that could have net him a free grenadier. Grenade Warfare eyeing for a hit. He may be barraging the MG42 itself. No, he fires a random shot and detonates a landmine. And now we've got battle phase. Will we see a Panzer IV?
They are attacking secure
It's getting some good damage on the
territory.
observation post. As, oops, went crazy with the minimap. He may not have seen the
Secure
Greyhound
territory
just
under
yet.
attack.
When he sees a Greyhound, he may want to get the Grenadier upgrade of a Panther Strike or 2. More landmines being employed on out. Very nice. And this is a large amount of munitions. You can go for many doctrines for powerful abilities. I'm more leaning right now towards Blitzkrieg Manpower Blitz, since he has Battle Phase, or you go for Terror Doctrine to get the more powerful off-maps. Defensive is always nice, but I don't... With that amount of munitions, I would go greedy and go for Terror. Takes out that Rifleman squad entirely, very nice. Now with the MG42 suppressing the Minesweeper, does find the landmine there. Does suppress these forces. Another US landmine right there. Volksgrenadiers advancing forward, getting some good damage. It does sweep that landmine. The Grenadiers may find this landmine there. And does spot the landmine now. He knows that how many landmines spawn on the field, he has to go for push the Minesweeper forward. Now the Volksgrenadiers are pushing forward. There's no landmine in that region, and the Grenadiers can suppress thanks to the Grenade Warfare. And there is a landmine right there. No landmines upon this path, looks like.
The enemy advances.
Volksgrenadiers not advancing forward until the Minesweeper pushes on forward. Looks like he's not exactly pushing them on forward just yet. And he did not say the observation post. We got Veteran C2 infantry. Not deploying out the Panzer Command just yet. M8, M242, and Riflemen and Flame Engineers advancing forward. US players lost quite a bit of units, honestly. Grenadiers and Volksgrenadiers advancing forward. Grenadiers do not have a panic being researched. X-Files does connect, but that's about all he can do, and does fall back all those forces. But his forces are pushing forward. He does have 2 Volksgrenadiers for 2 Panzerfaust to hit that Greyhound. You don't think Tier 4 is a good idea? Gets a damage crit, engine crit on the Greyhound. Very nice. Observation post now completed on the fuel point. He is eyeing for fuel for the Panzer Command items. Yes, he's likely going for a Panzer IV or for... Oh, there's a Sherman tank. We do now have something else being employed out here. Let's see if we've got a Doctrine. Another Sherman tank to be employed on the field. At this point in time, he may need a Panther if there's 2 Sherman tanks out. Or soon to be out. The US player's not stuck the Doctrine. Likely he can't go for armor. Infantry's not half bad. Airborne, he does not have enough munitions for airborne, but does have 70 munitions for income.
Germans are seizing territory from us.
Let's see, effected 2 Shooks, all the things he needs. That would be useful. Considering how laney this map is, it would be hard for Shermans to flank them. And Nebels can be a good job to counter AT guns, likely. When his opponent does deploy out AT guns, that is. 2 Sherman tanks now deployed on the field, not going for 50 cals. Oh wait, there's a 50 cal on that one. No 50 cal on this one. Yeah, Shermans are bad against armor, but they actually do reasonably well versus infantry. He's probably wants something to hit both armor and infantry sort of mentality. Rifleman squads are advancing forward, trying to get some damage to the Grenadiers. Stick grenade being thrown. Does get one of the Rifleman models there. He was lagging behind. 2 squads of Volks are advancing this flank. Grenadiers and Volks Grenadiers trying to engage these Riflemen. Soon these Riflemen will get overran. Now the Grenadier squad does fall back. Sherman tanks push forward. I don't think there's any Wehrmacht landmines in this region, or at all I've seen played on the map. Rifle squads receiving too much fire there, trying to pursue their retreating forces. It does fall back there. How many casualties did they claim? So just the 2. Other medics not moving around, so there's no more casualties for the Wehrmacht player. And we do have Blitzkrieg being selected. He needs more fuel income if he really wants to make sure get manpower blitz into a lot of armor assets, though. Back 38 now being employed out in the field. Engineer 4 does spot the fuel observation post. It may be an indication that he has gone for battle phase. Pioneer squad could get wiped out by the Sherman tank. They're pretty stacked up on each other. The Sherman tank has received quite a bit of damage from the pair of Panzerfaust. Volksgrenadier squad, one of them desperately needs to fall back. The balance of both should fall back. Both are falling back now. Pioneer does receive a loss there. It does capture fuel point before falling back. He needs to procure more fuel.
Americans are seizing.
You have some Panzerschrecks now deployed on the field. It was a Panzerschreck with a Ak-38 pushing way forward. Do we see that other medic charging on forward? I see both medics are there. Ooh, great hit there from the Sherman tank. Ak-38 is set up in a relatively defensible position. MG42 and Greyhound just keeping the flank secure, and now got the manpower blitz selected. This, of course, give him a very good reserve of manpower. You have now the Pioneer engaging the Engineers, both minesweepers, so we've got 1 SMG versus 2 SMGs. The Pioneers drop a model, they'll have no SMGs up and going. Those are the veterans see the Pioneer is winning out, even though he's technically outnumbered 2 to 1. Yeah, but he wasn't receiving a lot of fire in return. Ak-38 rolls no hit there, or a shot.
What are your orders?
And now do you have a Panther being put on the field? I do agree with the Panther, the 2 Sherman tanks down the field. Then he potentially can follow it up with some Ostwind. Though with the amount of mountain power he has, he could go for Knights Cross Holders. He also does have 2 levels of veteran siege, so Knights Cross Holders maybe wouldn't be half bad. Both Rangers are suppressed by the MG42. Sherman tank advance forward, get some damage there. Do we not know what doctrine the Wehrmacht player has? His munitions income at the moment is quite pathetically low. Now it's just down to 5. Right now, it has gone for armor. It has gotten the field repairs. Looks like eyeing for Calliope. Another Sherman tank has now been completed, so he's deployed out 3 Sherman tanks. We need to keep those missions high for field repairs. Field repairs can make this stuff very, very durable. Volksgrenadier squad does fall back now. We've now got the 2 Pak-38s pushing way forward. Panther now deployed on the field. No levels of veterancy just yet. No levels of veterancy on the build queue. And looks like it's now getting some good hits there onto that Sherman tank. There's another good pair of hits there, but should be escape on out there? Oh no, he doesn't. I thought he went out of vision range, but I always forget how far those things see and shoot.
They are attacking secure territory in the
I mean, if you look at it, it does see pretty far of those things.
The Yankees are attacking one of our OPs.
Volksgrenadiers push way forward. Over here, do you have the Sherman tanks eventually advancing? Does take up the fuel observation post. He does actually need that fuel. That's going to be captured with the multiple parts of the map. Got 2 Volksgrenadiers here. Both of them a little bit wounded. Good landmine there. Very nice. That could be very useful.
We're losing territory.
Volksgrenadiers advancing forward. Those a frag grenade there. Does get a decent hit down the Volksgrenadier, and it looks like the Volksgrenadier squad will get wiped out. He should have access to assault grenades. Maybe now's a good time to throw some assault grenades on these riflemen. help him really push back. Activates in this region. Do now the Panther rotating around, and I think that's a Grenadier Warfare hit there. Volksgrenadiers down to 3 miles there. Rifleman's down to 4. We got Veteran C2 on the support units, and the Rifleman squads do fall back. Volksgrenadiers could fall back as well as the Pioneers capture these sectors. Panther in pursuit of these Sherman tanks. Landmines still in this region. He does have enough munitions for manpower bullets. Finds that landmine, getting an Ostwind upgraded, as well as an Ostwind or nice crossborders deployed. Greyhound finding a whole bunch of missiles on these Pioneers, and now giving some hits. Now you got this Pioneer squad falling on back. Let's get a good hit there.
They are attacking secure territory of the fatherland.
And it looks like it's trying to decapture that fuel point now. It has been upgraded with observation post. This engineer squad see quite a bit of damage there. I think the landmine was detonated from the Grenadier Warfare. Amtrak rolls a miss there. Nice crossholders has been completed. We do now have Veteran C1 tanks being deployed on out. And now I do have the 76mm Shermans now deployed on out as well. Those use the manpower blitz. Fuel's down to minimum. US player, wait. Oh yeah, that's field repair is, no, Allied War Machine is the Calliope line, not the Pershing line. I always get those mixed up sometimes. So now we do have a Pershing now available. So maybe you want to get out a second Panther if that comes out, because with 2 Sherman tanks, upgun Sherman tanks, and a Pershing, he may need the extra firepower, though he does have 2 PaK-38s. One of them camouflage right there. A landmine was spotted there. It may have been the hit on that Panther. US players not to put out a AT gun there. Engineers do find a good hit from the Grenadier Warfare, and they do spot the wounded AT gun there. You may well get Veteran C1 light vehicles to improve these PaK-38s as well. At least give them some health regen. That's crossroads advancing forward. We'll find the flame machines as well as 276mm.
Unit down.
Oh! I think that's the fastest I've ever seen a nice crossholder gets killed. Because that was a full health nice crossholders getting double tapped by the Shermans and being a little bit singed as well.
Put her in gear.
That is a little bit of bad luck, to say the least. Has he gotten a free Grenadier yet? No, he's not gotten a free Grenadier yet either. And at this point in time, he really does need it. PaK-38 set him in a good position there to hit that Greyhound repeatedly. And we'll miss the Greyhound at least once. We'll hit it that time there. And we'll be out of arc. So it has bad pathing. Hendrick does find a hit there. So the fact that I rolled a miss on that first shot means the Greyhound will stay alive. Hendrick does roll a miss there. Grenadiers and Volksgrenadiers advancing forward. Rifleman squad focus on the Volksgrenadier. May want to focus, no, it's actually focus on the Rifleman. Throws a grenade there. It's a good hit there. Grenadiers throw a grenade as well. Rolls a miss. And both those forces do fall back. AT gun trying to advance on forward. Got also an advancing on forward. Should be able to deal with the Greyhound. PaK-38 looks like it will get overran. Greyhound rolls a bounce down Ostwind. Panther has been fully repaired. Grenadiers capture this point now.
We are losing ground.
And now we do got a line of wire deployed up by the Pioneers. We do have the rifle squads being suppressed by the MG bunker. Volksgrenadiers captured the point there. Greyhound getting repaired up quite nicely. Up here, we got the Sherman tanks advance forward. Does get a good hit there onto the AT gun. These field repair. Sherman tanks are very durable. That make them even more durable. Roll some misses there. 50 cal does not decrew that PaK-38. Sherman tanks rotating around, trying to deal some damage to this fresh Knight's crossholders. Right now, the Wehrmacht players' resources are quite down and low. Should have enough Well, it has 3 command points. It would eventually go for a stew, but at this point in time, an extra... He knows about field repair, so now he knows fighting against armor. And soon he'll find out that there's a Pershing right there hitting his Oswin. Oswin needs to run away. Pack 30 is the crew
Supply
right
lines
here.
are broken. We have territory out
And
of
looks like
supply.
Oswin will go down to the Pershing. And they're rotating around. We'll find the updone Shermans. There goes the Oswin. Is hit there onto the Sherman tank. Now field repair is active once again. Field repair generally out damages the Panther. And now the Panther is falling back. The Panther has received a little bit of damage there, nothing too significant. Now the Pershing and both of these 76mm Sherman tanks advancing forward can do some great damage. Do have no Penstruck squad in this region. The Pack 38 may need to fall back.
Crew, look alive! Ready to roll.
It's a good damage on that observation post. He may not need it anymore. He has a small. He sort of still needs it. Does have now the stew available. At this point in time, he basically needs to get the Tiger out since his fuel income is quite minimal. He needs another Panther.
The enemy advances.
And going for a Tiger tank, granted it'll take a bit of time, will help him fill the same role. MG Bunker has now gone down. The VPs are in favor of the US player by a small margin.
We're losing territory.
Rolls a balance there. Panther advancing forward. It does roll some hits there, some misses there. Pack 38 now supporting the Panther. Panther's overall bad position. Issues do capture the Pack 38. Will they get a shot off in time? Is it a good angle? Does get a shot off. Very, very winning. Pack 38 still in a great angle there. Multiple hits there. And bounces on the Panther. And there goes the Panther, giving veteran seat to the Pershing. Allied War Machine has now been activated. Does get some good hits there onto the Sherman tank. Multiple hits there. And looks like he's out of vision range now.
We're losing a sector.
Engineers trying to capture that fuel point now. The Wehrmacht player not deploying out anything at the moment. And still has not gotten a free Grenadier. He really does need that because he needs an extra Panzerschreck now. Grenadiers do get suppressed there. Now do have the nice crossholders seeing to the fire there. Now we've got these forces falling back. Over here we've got the engineers, pioneers, advancing forward, seeing a bit of damage. And will be burned alive. So those lose the Minesweeper squad there. But right now the Axis player is just losing a lot of items. He right now he's down to 1 Volksgrenadiers, the 1 Pack 38, the other one has been fully captured by the US player.
The Yankees are grabbing our territory.
2 Pioneers, no more Minesweeper. The Grenade Warfare is still alive. Nice Crossholder, relatively fresh one alive. Now do got another Panther and Nice Crossholders. We do have the Manpower Bullets there. He could go for another additional Nice Crossholders, but maybe just want to get another Pack 38. He needs AT, and this one definitely needs repairs and healing. Pershing's now Veterancy 2. When Pershing gets Veterancy, they become deadly. Heard of mine detonation, or is that Grenade Warfare? It must be Grenade Warfare, putting off that rifleman there. Pioneers are salvaging that wreckage now. Which will net him a good amount of munitions, that's for sure.
The enemy is seizing our territory. Attack our forward phase.
Volksgrenadiers do receive shot there from the Pershing. And does get another good shot there. Sherman tank finds a good hit. He catches the fuel point and needs to fall back. And does lose the squad entirely. Fresh Panther does push forward. We have Veteran C2 on the tanks. Pantrek squad's trying to advance him forward. One Pantrek loaded on him. First Panther received quite a bit of beating now. And Pack 38 does fire a shot on the Grenadier. That's a good hit there. And right now the Grenadier squad needs to fall back because see bitch too much damage.
Clear the breach and get ready to load.
Pershing Greyhound here, just providing some good field coverage.
The Americans are capturing a sector.
So I'm going to open up my other drink. A little bit thirsty and just finished off my first one.
Fuel point is captured.
Pershing gained some much needed repairs. Very nice. Over here, the Grenadier Warfare firing away. Saw the MG bunker, mortaring it.
We are taking heavy MG fire. Taking
MG fire.
fire.
Oh, yep, that's these guys here finding the machine gun placement. Machine gun placement slowly going down, but looks like those the Grenadier Warfare may be out of range of it. It may be eyeing a barrage right here because you can see most of the explosion marks are right around here. So maybe just out of range.
Territory.
Oh, finds a landmine there. Greyhound gets a good shot there. Sherman does finish off there. Panther takes forward, not fully repaired. Greyhound and Sherman tank advancing on the flank. Panther gets some shots onto the Sherman tank there. Pioneer squad does not receive a shot there.
I don't know if I can hold it.
We are losing ground.
With the Croix, let's contact.
Getting some shots there onto the Pack 38. Does roll a miss there. Grenadier does see the hit there. Does find a shot there onto the Panther. Now starting to press the Grenadier there with the Pinto mounts. Grenadiers could throw a grenade on top of that Pack 38. Maybe a good idea. Panther, oop, there goes the Grenadier entirely. Does drop a Pantrek there. Pioneers also eyeing the rush forward to pick up that Pantrek. Does get flinched a little bit. Pack 38 does get decrewed. Another Pack 38 shooting somewhere. Oh, that's just the M180 gun. Finds it there in the Panther. Does retaliate a little bit. It does actually recrew and gets wiped out with that Pioneer squad. Probably been better just pick up the Pantrek. Now got field repair activated. Much needed repairs from these forces. This Panther just needs to roll away. Another manpower blitz has been activated. M180 gun does get shot as well.
The enemy advances.
Say he should be deploying a bit more Pack 38s at the current rate of the manpower blitz. We got a fresh one here, but we're seeing some fire from the riflemen. We got 4 Knights Crossbow still on the field. Still 2 command points away from the Tiger tank. Now the Grenadier and the Knights Crossbow holders may need to fall back sooner rather than later. Next, we're going to pick up the Knights Cross holders. It looks like they get also annihilated. So much firepower from all these tanks. And now I do have a Vet 3 Pershing. That is going to be a monster to kill. Knights Cross holders advancing forward. And does fall back now. Could just be wiped out and gets annihilated. Does get a damage and a crit there with that Grenadier Warfare. Pershing and Sherman takes now advancing to the base. Does decrew the Pack 38 there as well. And now he finally got his free Grenadier. He does need it. He needs a Pantrek for. He doesn't have enough munitions for a Pantrek. Pack 38 now pulled on out. Not so fresh Pack 38. Takes out one of the repair Pioneers. Fresh Knights Crossbows on the field queue. is 90 fuel at the moment. And the Grenadiers getting annihilated there, being reinforced. Yeah, this. If you get your opponents in this position there, you have no reasonable TSF. Pack 38's not rotating around. Oh, and that's Glide Barrage. Does decrew the Pack 38, does wipe out the Grenadier. And now with the Kriegswerks going down, that'll deny any further Pack 38. I should destroy the Kriegswerks first and then the Panzer Command.
Yeah?
Our base is under attack. We are losing ground.
Nice crossover here does get suppressed by the MG42.
The Yankees are grabbing our territory. Unit down.
Pioneer gets annihilated. Now you got something employed by the Kriegswerks, but it's already dead. Two nice cross-border models immediately gets crushed by the treads of the Sturm tank, and the last one will get gunned down. Yeah, this game's over.
Enemy fire.
Yeah, at this point in time, he really needs to just back out of the game. I'm going to fast forward because this game's pretty much over.
The enemy is seizing our territory.
I haven't seen anything that's just map packs. Oh, there goes that stew.
Capturing the sector. The enemy peninsula. Our base is under attack.
And that is the end of the replay. This is Angrade saying thank you for watching and on to the next replay. Yeah, I fast forward for that last bit because the game was over. I never feel like I should end the replay early when I think it's over. I just want to make sure it's over. It's over. But let's go ahead and go on to this one here. Names I don't recognize. Maybe. Oh, let's find out. Let's see the quality of these players I've never really heard of. Could be lower ranking, but that's not necessarily a guarantee. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Company Heroes 1 replay. Spawn on the bottom or left side as the US forces, we have Droppy. Spawn on the left side as the British forces, we have Low-Key Tanuki. Spawn on the right side as the Panzer Elite player, we have K4 Fros. I have no idea how to pronounce that, if it's a one word. And spawns the other Panzer Elite player, we have Dolph. Oh, already accusing somebody from dropping. Or leaving, not exactly sure. Grads push way forward, we've got these Panzer Grenadiers push way forward. Likely we're going to just see more Panzer Grenadiers for the Panzer Elite player. Pretty common opener, just go straight Panzer Grenadiers. Unlikely we're going to see extra Kaliningrads in 2v2. Just the one, or no, we've got two engineers for this US player going for barracks. Over British forces, looks like we got a second entry section into the pack up. Let's see, which sector would I deploy up? The fuel sector would be tempting. Either of these fuel points would probably be tempting. I'm not sure which one's a higher yield, honestly. We go for this fuel point up here as well.
What he's doing? I see one more freaking bag of dirt.
Capture that munitions point there. Panzer Grenadiers eyeing for this fuel point, but it's not currently captured on up. And he sets up on the munitions point there. The reason why I think fuel point early on is because I tend to like to bring out vehicles. At least in a couple years too. Munitions sector now being captured up by the engineers, riflemen advancing on forward, trying to eye for these sectors. And the munitions sector is now captured up and going for a bit of tank traps there, perhaps trying to deny the movement of the Kaliningrad. Rifleman squad eyeing to gaze at Panzer Grenadiers. The G43 squad does abandon the garrison, needs to make its way over. Perhaps maybe there's a little bit of heavy cover there. I never really like to see them next to each other. I always try to separate them because I'm always afraid of a grenade. Granted, it's too early for a grenade. Also too early for a flamethrower. Leningrad trying to knock these forces out of heavy cover, at least knock them around to prevent them from shooting all too well. Engineers get some good, not a whole lot of damage from Leningrad, and the engineer squad does fall back, so does the rifleman. Got the second squad of second players work for Panzer Grenadiers on the Savate support as well. This US player needs to cool off a moment. He's getting 2v1. The single rifleman squad needs to fall back now. This is not a fight you can win. There's 6 Panzer Grenadiers here. The one's inside a garrison with no windows on the side. I don't think there's a window down below. If there was, I don't think you shoot out of it. Yep, no window down below. Lieutenant capturing up that sector. We do have this rifleman squad, not rifleman, infantry section capturing up the EP. And all these Panzer Grenadiers are far too close to each other. One player can capture these points while the other player can push out. Maybe this red player can capture those points while the orange could push forward with his 3 squads. Right now, they're not splitting up all too well. They're just sticking together way too much.
Engineer ready and waiting.
Engineers decapturing this fuel point. Got this rifle squad now pushed down south.
Listen up, people.
Got this infantry section pushed way forward. No lieutenant support them. There may be a scope rifle being researched onto it. No, it's not. Got these 2 rifleman squads and a flame engineer. You may want to stick a bit more towards the heavy cover. There's a lot of squads here. Flame engineers need to start cleaning out the garrison. And the infantry section squad does fall back. Kind of stuck around a little bit longer as far as teammate. Rifleman squad, the low. Oh, there's a incendiary grenade there. Falls back. With the higher health rifleman squad there, it does fall back to the lower health one. Very nice. And now you've got a forward HQ there by the Panzer Elite player. And this point is decaptured, and the British HQ is right here. So if it redeploys up here, it will maintain supply for these sectors. But right now, the US players are receiving a bit of a beating. Receiving too many 1v1 engagements. You're not gonna Bren squad here with a lieutenant in tow. With this many Panzer Grenadier squads, he needs to fall back almost immediately. 2 intersections by them working together cannot defeat all these Panzer Grenadiers, plus 2 G43s. Both those players can suppress individual squads to basically instantly win the fight. It's a grenade is thrown, gets a good hit there onto the Bren squad. Scope of squad does get singed a bit as well. And pushing forward this direction is actually a relatively good idea. It allows them to focus one squad, one player's worth of units, while these other Panzer Grenadiers are on the other side of the house.
Supply lines are broken.
It does fall back nice and early.
Victory point under attack.
They complain about he leaves, now they're asking him to leave.
Supply lines
Make
are
up your
broken.
mind.
We have a territory cut off from supply.
Plus, why ask people to leave? You want to have a good game, right? An easy win's not a good, is not a fun win.
Section ready. Ready to copy orders.
Other intersection squads not being upgraded. Bren's, very nice. Eyeing for more heavy infantry play.
Let's see how the cherries like this shot.
The US players doing a good job of
Germans are
recapturing
trying
the
to
southern
secure
sectors.
Upper
See, it's hard to see in the minimap, but both these guys are back at home with all the Panzer Grenadiers, so this allows the Allies to quickly recapture the map.
Roger that, sir. Field support CP setting up base.
Supply lines
Got
are
4
broken.
Panzer
We have
Grenadiers here
territory out of
and
supply.
3 Panzer Grenadiers here. Leningrad doing a good job capturing the map as well. And this building is still captured up. The 4 HQ has not been cleared out just yet or decaptured. Riflemen and infantry sections are now both hitting this Panzer Grenadier. This Panzer Grenadier squad will need to fall back sooner rather than later. He's getting some good damage on the scope rifle squad, and now the flame engineers push them forward. And now it's a little bit too late to decapture the Ford HQ right now with these 3 Panzer Grenadiers nearby. Now we do have 2 lieutenants in this region. That should provide some good support there. Flame engineers force fire on the ground, very nice, but there's even incendiary grenade as well. Fight fire with fire. Engineer squad's now properly retreating. We're seeing private damage that could get wiped out. And will get wiped out.
There is cut forward supply lines.
Scope rifle squad, Bren squad, both taking some damage up here, but the forward healing this HQ. They can withstand a bit of beating. At this point in time, maybe Royal Artillery would be best. Bring in some officer artillery. Both those squads are now falling back. Sappers advancing forward, but they can't really push them by themselves. if you're getting outnumbered like this, don't send units one-on-one. They will just get led off quickly and get swatted individually. Case from heavy cover like this is a good idea. Flame Engineers advancing forward. And now we got a bit of fire coming on these intersection or Panzer Grenadiers. Engineer squad will need to fall back. Those fall back nice and early. Another Flame Engineers once again streaming one at a time. You got to get, if you're fighting against a large group of units like this, you can't be streaming stuff one by one. We're gonna get this repaired on up. We do got a Panzerschreck equipped on one of these squads as well. This player is going for Triage Center, very nice. As Grenadiers capture the southern side of the map. Right now, you can see, hard to tell who has better field control. Looks like I think the Axis players have overall better field control. Each section's advancing forward. Do you have the field support truck going for a captain now? And maybe good to go for a Stewart. Stewart canister rounds will be very deadly in these situations. Sneak grenade was thrown, range a little bit short, but does singe these forces behind that cover as they dance around into the fire as well. Ooh, good hit there by the Panzerschreck as well. This intersection may want to fall back to his teammates' Triage Center more precisely. Not Triage Center. Yeah. Sorry, I'm drawing blanks. Now a lot of Panzer Grenadiers here. A single mortar wouldn't be half bad. Now the Brit is at 2 command points. You can bring in some extra assets that could be very useful. The infantry support truck in this region. Captain's also here as well. Flame Engineers at base 4. Got multiple Flame Engineers trying to burn all these guys alive. Very nice. And right now he's out of range. Friend squad's facing forward with the captain. This area has now an improved captain core effects there, so the captain just needs to stay back here and help out these intersections from a nice safe distance. Got 2 lieutenants in this region as well. Able provides these guys some great fire support. Flame Engineers advancing forward. Sections are advancing forward. Flame Engineers making their forward. They're sticking behind the cover there. Does use suppressive fire on one of them. Flame Engineers still burning this group alive. We do got the Incendiary Grenade there. Does retreat back early. See a bit too much damage before being focused down. Now the intersection are falling back. You may want to get these other forces back a little bit as well. Let's see. The British HQ is still right here. We do have a casualty clearing station. Covering some casualties there. Very nice. He is using the forward healing there. You may want to take time to build out some slit trenches as a defensive position. You can put the captain back here as well inside a slit trench to provide an aura effect. Those use the scope rifle squad. Other Brent squads on advancing forward. More casualties being claimed. Another casualty. And there's 5 out of 6. Flame Engineers advancing forward does get one suppressed there. Panzer Grenadiers are seeing quite a bit of damage to them, have withdrawn from the region. Brent squads are starting to get reinforced. And I got the medic charging forward trying to pick up engineer. That would be casualty number 6 to get a free entry section. Stewart now put on a field that can help really punish these large group of Panzer Grenadiers. Rifleman squads capturing the flanks. This one very wounded. And they've got STG squad now engaging in close range. That rifleman squad may be fully wiped out. This rifleman squad inside this garrison. Not a lot of good windows here. You can notice around from multiple angles that even then not all of them are firing. Friend squad's facing forward. One of them's a little bit wounded, maybe need to fall back. Both of these lieutenants have good amount of proficiency. Stewart now advancing forward. Panzerschreck just fired a shot there. Lions good hit down the Panzerschreck squad. There's another Panzerschreck squad over here inside the garrison. Finds a hit there onto the Stewart. It's a fall back. Fires a shot there. One shot away from death. He also could perhaps stand for a repair sapper as well. And rifleman squad. How does Russian come down right there? Did a US player go for strafing runs? Yes, we do see strafing runs. Trying to hit these blobs with the strafing runs. Most of the rifleman squads will also hit as well. These rifleman squads need to fall back. We're seeing a bit too much fire there. Does fall back early. Flame Engineers advancing forward. Intersections also advance. And now this HQ can be decaptured. Looks like you may have thrown an incendiary grenade inside the garrison.
Losing ground out there.
Another incendiary grenade thrown, trying to hit these Flamer engineers. Stewart still severely wounded, but it's keeping a nice safe, very close to front line, which is not that safe. And looks like engineers will decapture the Ford HQ.
We got our flamethrower. Quit your yapping.
Rifleman squad advancing forward, just like Kettingrad down here. Looks like it's already a dead Kettingrad. And we do have light AT half track there, as well as another Kettingrad there. So this may even one orange is dead Kettingrads.
We are losing a sector.
Let's see now. US player does have one command point available, has strafing run available. He may ask his teammate to deploy more on munition sectors. The British player has 3 command points. Hasn't selected the option just yet. I believe that's enough command points for Churchill AVRE, which could be useful on this map. Panzer player number 1 has nearly 5 command points. As Panzer Support Command, do we see Panzer 4C? Rifleman squads advance forward, a good number of them. Trying to overwhelm these STG squads. He could pass Stank Lotus's company in order to get out 4-man squads that will greatly benefit the STG squads as well as all the other squads. And his other teammate has a massive reserve of manpower. He's going straight for Panthers. Panzer Support Command being upgraded. Not sure if he has enough of the other resources available to get out the Panther activation. Got these first forces pushed way up north, starting to split up his forces. Panzer Grenadiers makes more. There's 5 squads of Panzer Grenadiers here. And was that 17 pounder? Do you guys 17 pounder high ground? A very defensive 17 pounder to say the least. And the PS squads received quite a bit of damage right there. Captain's advancing on forward. Oh, fires a cancer around there. Didn't get a massive hit. This is a good hit. Kevin now receiving quite a bit of fire there. Stewart advancing forward. Needs to maintain his distance. There's 2 panchers in this area. Does get a mobilized crit there. Does take out the light TF track with the 17 pounder. And now the Stewart is going to receive quite a bit of abuse there. He may want to get another cancer around as soon as possible while it's still on cooldown.
We're down to 300 points.
And you got a strafing run right there that hit. Was trying to hit those Panzer Grenadiers, forcing them back, saving the Stewart. Grenadiers do get suppressed there. Rifleman squad also quite wounded. Panzer Grenadiers still in this region. And starting to decapture the sectors now. Panzer Grenadiers behind some heavy cover there, so is the Rifleman. Kettingrad eyeing to capture this munitions sector. And we got a frag grenade there. Does force him out of cover, so he receives quite a bit of damage there. Throws Incendiary Grenade in turn. Does get a good hit there as well. Now the Panzer Grenadier squad does fall back. Whatever flare that is? Oh, airborne.
Victory point is ours.
Lieutenant captured that point. We could perhaps see some observation posts help improve munitions income.
German forces are trying to secure one
Both
of
the
our
allies
sectors.
go for more munition-based builds. That could be really helpful. So maybe
Jerry's
Royal
cut
Artillery
forward
for all the
supply lines.
munitions-based builds, abilities you can get from that. Rifleman squad will likely get wiped out. There's 2 SDG squads there. Yeah, you're dead.
Target seized.
Section.
Cheers.
Got 3 Bren squads up
They're going
here.
after one of our munitions stores.
Brens are behind some good heavy cover. There's only 1 lieutenant in this region. He has both lieutenants alive. Other lieutenants moving in this region. Now we've got 2 starred intersections here. He does receive a nice incendiary grenade there and sort of stands there for a little bit too long. The squad does also get burned alive a little bit. And one of the Panzer Grenadier squads switches on forward. We're going to see massive fire there. Another incendiary grenade is thrown. Goes on most on the lieutenant, and now we've got more command points being deployed now. Now he's up to 7 command points. That's enough for a Churchill Crocodile, isn't it?
Good to go.
Oof, that one's getting burned up quite a bit. And he only has enough manpower for a Churchill Crocodile. You now have bar research, rifleman and airborne squad advancing on forward.
losing a sector.
now do have the
Say
armor
again,
command
we
truck as
are
well.
Losing a sector.
I just saw a bit of fuel being consumed by the what's it called? The British player. I'm not sure where that went. Stewart does find a shot there at the Kaliningrad. Machine guns could finish it off. And looks like he does manage to escape out of there. Got a lot of Bren squads here, also wounded. Kaliningrad will escape out of there, will not get gunned down. Or will get gunned down by Stewart. He does get an overheal there. He does have no repair separate. Ooh, was there a full squad wipe there? Oh, that was a lot of damage. I will probably be tempted to keep us, let the Stewart fire another shot into that group. And there goes the Kaliningrad. Rifleman squad's overrunning. Looks like those Panzergrenadiers found a landmine there. Does get forced back.
Like to employ creeping barrels.
And now he has access to priests. I do, if the US player deploys some munitions couches and he pulls out his HQ command trucks on more munitions sectors, you can bring in a lot of artillery. We do now have 2 Panthers out in the field from this Panther player. Black Irving still find a shot there in the Flame Engineer. I guess they didn't get any flame bursts off there. There's a bunch of windows there. Flame Engineer is now trying to find our defensive spot there. Gets great damage on these forces. One of the STG squads may get wiped out. But it does not get wiped out there. And does take out one of the Flak 88s. Over here, Panda's advancing forward. One of them, both are blunted by the Brins. Very, very nice, which will stall them out. He doesn't have any real. He has 2 squads to engage with. And 17 pounder now rotating around. The M1AT gun from his teammates on advance forward. You can use the Stewart to body block these guys. That may be a good idea. Let the Stewart die before Panther. I say that's a good trade. M1AT gun does get a good kill there. That's a good hit there as well. Rear armor hit. M1AT gun does slow them down a little bit. Pete's didn't connect. Stewart could actually get the kill. Stewart gets the kill. Pass around. Rolls missiles, Cindy grenades. They may look. Oh, those Panzer Grenadiers getting ripped apart as well. Panthers are not invulnerable. They can even be killed by Stewart tanks with a well-placed shot to the rear armor. These intersections may want to fall back. They're pretty wounded. I would be hesitant to push them way forward. They're expensive to maintain. The Cindy grenade does connect. It does force back the Rifleman squad. May get wiped out by the STGs. Will get wiped out by the STG. Or wait. Yep. Fully wiped out. I thought one of those members was the last squad member. Airborne squad not receive fire. And he does get the 4-man squad research. And a lot of STGs. Those out frag grenade before retreating back. Gets a decent hit there. Severely wounding them. Ooh, and now we've got a Priest Barrage? Yes, Priest Barrage.
Mobile artillery has reached its RV point.
Let's see now. US player has a good amount of resources, enough for a strafing run, plenty of fuel. Supply yard has level 1 production. Let's see. Leslie player 1 has gone for Tank Hunter. Oh, that's not what Doctrine T's gone for. Doesn't have a whole lot of resources. Small manpower, plenty of fuel for the rest of the game. It's the one that went for those Panthers that died so quickly. Or maybe it was this. No, it was this guy. And he is not prepared to select that Doctrine at the moment. Sport First will probably be the best Doctrine at this moment, since his teammate has not gone for Sport Surf. Next section here, Roll Mass withdraws. Lieutenant falls back as well. Got 2 Brent squads here. He's trying to focus down. Does take out the STG squad. Lieutenant now receiving a bit of fire there. Got double panic check researched, doctrinal research there. That may reveal what Doctrine T's gone for. Don't see any indication of what Doctrine T's gone for yet. And down south for the Flame Engineers, forcing back some STG squads. And grenade was thrown there. Oh, that blew up some guys. That was definitely from the Airborne squad. And now this Flame Engineer needs to fall back. Those will withdraw the Panzer Grenadiers. All the Flamers need to fall back. They're all down to 1 member. Or this guy that just rolled on up. You're going to take time, however, use that
The
one-man
enemy is
squad to
seizing
decapture
our
the point.
territory. Infantry section ready.
Landmine now being deployed on out. Do now have a or 25-pounder barrage rating on in somewhere.
Once again.
Somewhere over here trying to hit that Kettengrad. Does get some good hits there and wipes him out. Does suppress the Flame Engineer there. Very nice. Throws in Sig Grenade on the other one. And there is a US landmine there. There was a US landmine there.
We are losing territory.
And now we got these Panzer Grenadiers advance forward. Receives a nice shot there from the Steward. Armor Command Truck looks supposed to deploy on something. Those receiving quite a bit of fire, going for a stag hound. Mainly you see a canister round there. Canister round does connect, forcing back the Panzer Truck squads. There was a aircraft of some sort. It may have been just a recon run. Rifleman squad getting overwhelmed inside the garrison. These Flame Engineers getting some good hits on the STG squad. We've got 2 airborne squads in the region as well. Rifleman squad needs to fall back and does get out of the garrison there. Flame Engineers push way forward, trying to get some burst there onto the Panzer Grenadiers. Say grenade thrown. Do have this engineer squad seeing quite a bit of damage. Does fall back now. He does throw a frag grenade there. It's a good hit. Or move himself up a little bit there. STG squads falling back. Got a fresh STG squad now. These airborne squads need to fall back, so you did too much fire. Trying to keep them reinforced in the front line. Goes out frag grenade there, and now the STG squad does fall back, and since he didn't retreat them back, he will receive forward reinforcements. Allies now have a triple capture in the favorite, but they have a pretty large amount of ticket disparity between the two players, or two teams. You now have the Stag Hound deployed on the field, going for a Sherman Firefly. They may be worried about additional Panthers, which against 2 Panzer Elite players is actually quite reasonable. But let's just going to lose the Armor Command Truck at the current rate. Does US player have enough munitions to call an air strafing run? No, he does not. Does pull in some supply drops. Cancer round did not do a lot of damage that time around. Gate squad trying to recruit up the Sapper now. The Armor Command Truck does get destroyed before the Firefly comes out. So 3rd Lieutenant is now pulled out on the field. That's going to use advance forward to suppress and pin down the one of the Flame Engineers. The other 2 are trying to burn away that STG squad. Got triple defense on these forces. M1AT gun has Veterancy 2. That was the most one that killed off one of the Panthers. It will get overran.
Casualties being reported.
Greece now firing a barrage.
We have a secured sector under
And
attack.
this is firing a barrage in this general area, trying to destroy the HQ or perhaps hit retreating squads. We got a munition deploy sector here upgraded, but it's not in supply at the moment.
Territory cut off from supply.
Here, rifleman squads engaging. This is just trying to hit the captured M1AT gun. Well, the Allies are not really deploying a lot of armor. Got a Steward and Stag Hound, so losing AT guns is not a massive problem, just a small problem. Supply yard has not been upgraded just yet. Let's force back one STG squad there. We may see a frag grenade there from the airborne brigade. It's a good hit there. It's a grenade throw on the riflemen and onto the Flame Engineers. That's going to now enter the flames themselves, receive a bit of damage there. Flame Engineers advancing forward. And more Flame Engineers advancing forward as well. That Engineer squad will need to fall back relatively shorter, receive a bit too much damage there. And may get wiped out by the Flame Engineers. Airborne squad needs to force back some of these other squads now, up to Veterancy 2. Now, if you've got the Pantrax advancing forward, got the triple Veterancy, triple Bren squad. So grenade rolls are pretty siphonless there. Close another sync grenade on that same squad. Maybe cinch a little bit. And looks like artillery was running on in, picking out one of those units. Find a great hit there as well. And these intersections need to stay out of the fire. More landmines being planted field. Observation post has been saved, now being repaired on up. So needs a sector captured. And there's a landmine here, of course. They splashed on the engineer squad.
Point taken. Easy as baking a cake, huh, boys?
Artillery raining on in, trying to hit any retreating back squad.
The enemy is down to 300 points.
Flame engineers and riflemen and airborne squads trying to get these SPGs. Frag grenade throw. Gets a decent hit there. Now the Panzer Grenadiers are falling on back. These sections pushing away down south. Does not really need a moment. Finds that landmine. Doesn't wipe out the squad. More supply drops being brought on in.
Enemy unit down.
Does take out the Captain 180 gun. We may see a Cinder Grenade. Critical round does connect, saving those SG squads, paint squad. Not really saving, just minimize the damage they took in return. But now do have these paint grenadiers pushing forward. Does see a pair of Cinder Grenades there. Does retreat back. He may lose his lieutenant in the retreat. Oh, there's a Hummel barrage, I believe. The lieutenant should go down. He's not targeting it properly. He's running out in, and he does save the lieutenant there. Got a pair of British landmines there, and one there. Hummel not pulling field, so he has selected Scorched Earth. Rifleman and airborne squad in a good defensive position there. Flame engineers about ready to fire as well. Those Incendiary Grenade there onto the flame engineers. They don't really care about keeping missions down, huh? They've been throwing out a lot of Incendiary Grenades. And these Panzer Grenadier squads will force fall back. Integrated capture on the northern flank. The VP is about ready to be the same amount. Let's take a look at resources at the moment. Do got a straight run being employed on out. Right there. Pressing and pinning. That did consider the rest of his munitions. He does have a bit of manpower as well as fuel in reserve. No level 2 supply yard. Probably could have gotten that by now. He has enough resources for it by far. The British player has plenty of munitions, plenty, and just called another priest. So now he's up to 3 priests and 25 pounder. There's a lot of artillery he can call on in. And he has a bit of munitions there for creeper barrage.
Reporting the sector is under attack.
And he's got a free intersection as well. Flame engineers trying to expand on these STG squads. Let's force back one of them. Flame engineer does get inside this garrison. There's a window on that side, as well as a hole. That's going to see quite a bit of fire right there. Just need to maintain maximum range away from that flamer. This looks like going straight for the VP. We do got a machine gun placement being pulled on now. Access player number or Pesley player number 1 has some small amount of manpower reserve, basically no munitions, and plenty of fuel probably for the rest of the game, honestly. His teammate, however, has the same amount of manpower, even less munitions, and probably plenty of fuel for the rest of the game. He just have 4 Grenadiers and a Hummel. This category is almost down. Intersections move around on the blob. Now I do got the Overwatch barrage raining on in, as well as sprint being pulled out by these Panzer Grenadiers. Trying to rush down something. Cancer round. See if it hit there. Cancer round does connect, wiping out one of those squads, the wounded one. And the overheal does save the Stuart mostly.
Hunter, we can now booby trap strategic points.
So now we see the booby trap ability. Airborne squads firing it up. One of them just got off exhausted. SCG squads facing forward. Throws a frag grenade there. Minor damage. Flamethrowers gain some hits there. Throws another frag grenade there. Also, these SCG squads just not making enough headway. Did it just wipe out the rifleman squad there? So yeah, the rifleman squad just got. Oh no, the rifleman squad is. Wait.
Comrades
that
have
last
given
model?
their
Oh.
lives for the homeland.
The
Bases
other
under
models were way
enemy
down
fire.
here, apparently. SCG squad now engaged in close range. Frag grenade connects with his own forces. Ooh, that was more friendly fire. But may wipe out the Panzer Grenadier in return.
The enemy is attempting to seize a fuel point from us.
Nope, he does not wipe the Panzer Grenadier. We may see artillery in the street path. And we do see artillery in the street path. It
The
may
enemy
just
is
subsided.
attacking a petrol depot.
Or, nope,
Perimeter of bases
annihilated.
under attack.
Let's keep the US player select. This is a lot of abilities. What he can do is a bit more volatile with all the aircraft. Character needs some damage on in, does throw a grenade, or incendiary grenade. And that squad was fired up, so now they're exhausted. Flame shooters now pushing forward, not only withdraw fire for the airborne, but also get some good damage on in. Try to get back in the garrison. Let us know engineer could advance up forward. Does find a 30 cal emplacement once again. And does fall back.
Enemy unit down.
Looks like one of the Panzer League players has cast in GG.
I got a bad feeling about this side.
Hit the field.
The enemy has 100 points
And
and
now the
counting
Piet
down.
squad does fall back there.
Reporting construction complete.
Now, with a pair of frag grenades there, he's been really using that munitions quite a bit, hasn't he? And
Enemy
HG
unit
squad
down.
will get wiped out, and one of the Panzer League players have backed out of the game now. So I'm not going to fast forward for the rest of the time frame, because if one player backed out, the game is pretty much over.
We are winning
This is the player that's still in the game. You can see his Panzer Grenadiers moving around. Princeton's on the map, got a triple capture against the Panzer League player, so that's
enemy is down to 25
it's either A, he's
points.
going back out of the game, or B, going to let the itch time out. And that is the end of the replay. This is Andgrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Let's see now. Let's just do another 1v1. I've been casting a lot of 2v2s lately. I'm going to try to find some more 2v2s tomorrow for everyone. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Company Heroes 1 replay. As well on the south side as US forces, we have Ingo Jeep. On the north side as the Wehrmacht forces, we have Mundi. Now for this first squad of Pioneers, second squad is pushing on as well. Let's take a quick look at him. We got 3 squads of Pioneers. I can only use the 3rd squad to deploy out the Wehrmacht quarter. This map is relatively big, so going for extra Pioneers makes sense. Trying to capture as much of the map as possible.
Jawohl, mein Herr.
No additional Pioneers being deployed on the field, so there's definitely going to be building the Wehrmacht quarters right there. Now, if you have the barracks has been built, let's use both his engineers to help build it, because it seemed relatively quick. And now we've got the first squad of riflemen, I'm guessing. Not a Jeep.
Way to go, engineers. We'll hold the point.
Squad ready for orders.
Fuel point has been captured. Engineers rotating around, trying to capture some more of these sectors.
We're ready to move
Rifleman
in.
squad now deployed
give
out
the
in the
order.
field.
Munitions point is ours.
Army Corps here.
Engineers advancing their way up and north.
Able Company has the point.
Engineers ready to roll.
Right now, you can see more fuel control by the Wehrmacht player since he went for the extra Pioneer. Now we got the Rifleman squad advance a bit farther forward, trying to engage his opponent. Got this Volksgrenadier now also deployed on field. Some heavy cover from the U's. Looks like he's going to pull out some wire, however. Pioneer Squad does capture the central VP, getting an early VP lead. And the Rifle Squad is going straight for this munitions point. Pioneers can't really do much versus Riflemen, but it looks like he's going to hunt down that Pioneer with that Rifleman Squad. And we'll get some great damage from the Pioneer Squad. Pioneer Squad needs to fall back now before it gets wiped out. Folks Grenadiers push forward. There's some light cover from the Utilize right there.
Let's get this over with, God damn it!
Now the Rifleman behind that heavy cover there, there's a big line of sight blocker via the crane. And only some of the Rifleman models will be firing right there. Looks like he's being repositioned, but also, again, more of those models are not in proper cover. And some of the Volksgrenadiers getting some pot shots there. Now got two Rifleman squads and Engineer advancing onto this Volksgrenadier. Volksgrenadiers looks like eyeing to get back in this garrison. There's some good windows there, and the Engine 42 finds some great suppression there. Forcing back two of those squads immediately. Over here, Engineers and Pioneers engaging at close range. And looks like now the Pioneers will be getting inside the garrison to engage the Engineers. Right now, it looks like I'm trying to get both health bars in the mix. There we go. Looks like the Engineers are slightly winning out. Rifleman Squad will make it now that the Engineers will win out, given enough time. Does this say fabricate the barrels? Is that what that sign means? Volksgrenadier are going to push them forward, banning the heavy cover there, as the Rifleman Squad does get behind the train. Pioneers have seen a bit of damage there. Volksgrenadiers could perhaps eye for one of these garrisons to fight from, or some heavy cover. The heavy cover is probably good better than the garrison itself. Pioneer Squad needs to fall back sooner rather than later. It has received quite a bit of damage. Pioneer Squad does retreat back on the far side, and may just retreat back a little bit later until the coast is clear. Volksgrenadiers just get inside the garrison and does wipe the Pioneer there. Waited too long to retreat back the squad, and then it was back into a corner. Riflemen and Engineers are pushed way forward along the left flank. There's only a Pioneer Squad there, and some good amount of wire. Fresh Rifleman Squad deployed on the field, going for grenade research. Do not have 4 Riflemen into grenades. Riflemen and Volksgrenadier engaging out from heavy cover. Volksgrenadier down to 3 models. Riflemen down have 4 models. I think the Volksgrenadier will lose out now that the Engineers advancing on forward. Riflemen's good decapture this munitions point there. Very nice. This Pioneer Squad will be saved by a landmine for now. Another Rifleman Squad now advancing forward. MP-42 firing away onto this Rifleman Squad inside the garrison there. And this Engineer Squad may get wiped out by this fresh Volksgrenadiers.
Grenades have arrived.
Volksgrenadiers, 2 squads of Volksgrenadiers here. We may see grenade here. They're pretty stacked up. Looks like a prime target for a grenade. And grenades being thrown. No response. Gets a massive hit there. And does get the wipe there. Rifleman Squad engaging the Volksgrenadiers. Volksgrenadiers on 2 models there, and the Rifleman Squad does win out. Ooh, that Rifleman Squad's been really even defense crews now pose a threat to the Rifleman Squad. But the Rifleman Squad does throw a frag grenade there, and does abandon the garrison and lose one of the models to that grenade. Pioneers trying to gauge these Riflemen at close range. The Rifleman Squad does get inside the garrison now. Wehrmacht Sniper now deployed on the field, getting his first kill, and the Rifleman Squad does fall back.
Tell the medics we got the triage center up.
Now we can sniff out those
Time
mines.
to kill
Triage
some
Center a
crowds.
bit farther forward or like. You have to be now micro to make sure you guys get into the healing radius, and not just automatically there as you start reinforcing your squads. We do also have a minesweeper in this region as well. Landmine's been detonated by the Volksgrenadiers. Do lose a model there.
Trying to light a fire here!
Sniper does get a shot onto the engineers.
They're going after one of our munitions points.
Taking rifle fire!
Look sharp, rifleman!
Enemies moving up! Squad, reinforced! Taking fire!
Rifle squad now advancing over here. Got this
Engineers, saddle up.
engineer over here.
Fall in,
This rifleman squad engineer bit idle, starting to make their way forward now. Wehrmacht sniper not camouflaged at the moment. MG42 set up in this region. May find some of these forces. Engineer over here moving around, does not being upgraded flamer. And the minesweeper does get suppressed there.
Sniper's got us zeroed in!
Rifleman squad now pushing way forward, trying to overrun the sniper. Got a flamer pioneer here. And now does go a frag grenade. Gets a good hit there on the Volksgrenadiers. As well as splash the pioneers a little bit. Volksgrenadier squad does fall back there. And the suppression will continue. Rifleman squad does flank the MG42, overrunning it. He does pack it up nice and early, trying to avoid any frag grenades. At this point in time, he may well just get it fully retreated. Sniper could turn around, try to pick off one of these models before falling back as well. Oh, there's also a rifleman right there. Not sure how he got there. Now we've got a second MG42 plot on the field as well. Let's get suppressed on down and does wipe out that rifleman squad. And now we've got full the fatherland activated, so he has gone for defensive doctrine. And I think he went for that. He panicked and got out the Pinto mount immediately. Finds some landmines here. Does not wipe out that wounded rifleman.
Get the piss pounded out of us!
Pioneer without a minesweeper is engaging the engineers with a minesweeper, or
Territory
down
sector
to
being captured.
down one model as well.
Initiating defensive operations.
And sniper does get a shot there on that rifleman. Defensive operations I heard activated, so that means he's gone for infantry. So infantry versus defense.
Done building here!
Rifleman squad does throw a frag grenade there. Doom Armory now being deployed out in the field. Doom Armory has now been cancelled off the field. Let's...
Objective
Oh,
secure.
I think he's repositioning it just
Artillery
for that
support
Pinto
is
mount
asking
for
on
better
targets.
coverage. Infantry do not have off-map power shoot now available. Does not have enough munitions for it, but we'll just only need 1 minute's worth of munitions.
Annihilated.
Sniper does finish off the engineer squad there. MG42 set up in this region. Right now, the VPs are in favor of the US player by a small margin, and that's growing. And now the rifleman squad does lay down landmine. Will we see a sniper and a landmine?
The men are formed up, sir. Rifles, ready for battle.
Rifleman squads are
Composition
pushing way
PAT.
forward. Sticky bombs now
Troops can
pulled on the
make sticky
field.
bombs.
We got 4 rifleman squads still, no bars. We do have supply yard. We do have the motor pool. Motor pool on the way. Now that the rifleman squad, we've seen a bit of fire there. MG42 firing away, trying to suppress these rifleman squads. So suppress one. And now we've got the other ones being suppressed, so likely it will not be overran.
Enemy unit down.
Flamer Pioneer does receive quite a bit of damage there. And looks like this rifleman squad will get the frag grenade
By
off.
seizing territory from us.
Grenade will connect. Doesn't put damage there and does get fully wiped out. This MG42 does get overrun by the rifleman squad as well. Does avoid that grenade. Sniper fires a shot there. Sniper needs a full retreat now, receiving quite a bit of damage from multiple squads. Can try to camouflage away. Does activate for the fatherland.
Ready to die? Just make it count.
And he just plays now eyeing for a landmine there. Do now have a fresh Stug deployed on the field. Does spot the landmine being deployed on the field. It may actually get destroyed by a Stug shot.
Rifle
Or
is
detonated.
ready, sir.
He could actually try detonating the landmine early with his Stug to blow up the rifleman. But he does not. US player has a minesweeper. The Wehrmacht player also has a minesweeper, which is right over here. He does avoid the landmine for the time being. Rifleman squad could potentially get some crushes there by a Stug. Or Stug. The Stug is just trying to drive on forward. Doesn't see if a sniper shot there with the sniper. Just the one sniper there, out of Volks Grenadiers.
MG crew!
One MG42. The MG42 has been captured up. There's a rifleman with the MG42 now. We got this rifleman squad push way forward. Greyhound now deployed on the field. And does detect that landmine now. Good job avoiding it.
It's no danger now.
What are your orders?
No Compgraph Center, so there's no veterancy. He could stand to upgrade, get that deployed out, get that one support units.
Attack our forward base.
142 does span the garrison there. Unable to set up in time before the rifleman squad overran him. And do got a fresh deployed on the field.
You're losing
Not
a
sure if this is
sector.
Sticky Bomb research just yet. Rifleman does receive a shot there from the Stug.
Base is taking fire.
Rifleman squad does go ahead and throw a frag grenade
We are
there.
losing ground.
Over here, Rifleman squad engaging the Stug in glorious ranged combat. Rifleman squads are largely avoiding damage there. Does actually receive a good hit there. Also was also spotted a sniper. Got medical supplies there on the MG42. He has decaptured that point right there, but has not cut off this munitions sector because this munitions sector is providing supply. Does find another good hit there onto the engineers. And telephone pole does go down. MG42 is set on up. And do have a second Wehrmacht sniper deployed on the field. No support weapon center at the moment.
Unit has died in heroic action.
Okay, that was a pioneer, not a
Veterans
sniper.
engaged.
Engineers do find a landmine upon retreat.
One shot.
Now we've got these snipers advancing on forward. You know how often I find a sniper hitting a landmine in these replays? The answer is very often. They're just crushing some debris there. Rifleman squad trying to charge forward. They must have sticky bombs for research. Yep. Based on how the movement is, that's definitely trying to go for a sticky bomb. Rifleman squad trying to overrun those snipers. Just took get some shots there. The MG42 does get forced back from the Greyhound. Does spot the snipers there. Needs a full retreat there. Does use for the fatherland active to help cover their retreat. Sticky bomb has been thrown this one here. Yellowstone does not have damage in crit there. There's an 8 damage in crit there. Does get a good hit there on the Greyhound. And now it's going for a landmine there. And the Greyhound has backed off just a little bit. I don't see it. AT gun way back here. Does get a sticky bomb off once again.
300 points left.
And looks like another rifleman squad's pushing forward with a sticky bomb. Does get the kill on the Greyhound. Is the US player low on munitions? US player's out of munitions. Oh, does get a sticky bomb off in time. Oh, you will not get off additional. He gets a destroyed engine crit there. Pioneers trying to advance forward, trying to get a crit up. Snipers advancing forward as well. They don't really have good. There's a good angle there on some of those riflemen. It does fall back now. Snipers do get some shots somewhere.
57 millimeter.
Oh, this no.
Victory
May have been a
point
squad
under
wipe
siege.
if he
The
got
Germans
first
are
shots
moving
off
in.
recently. Because I don't see their treating squad.
Construction is done.
AT gun does find some shots there on the Stug, who's currently getting caught up on the house. And goes out of control right there.
Enemy unit down.
M2 howitzer not complete. Light barrage, we got level 1 production here. And, ooh, almost got a sniper there. Gets a good hit there on the MG42. Finds a good hit there on the
Losing ground out
MG42.
there.
Sniper just needs to run this way.
Rifles at the ready.
2 rifleman squads advancing forward. 1 less Stug to hold them back. The stroke's not fully repaired. Sniper trying to find a shot on the rifleman. And Pioneer's trying to recapture this munitions sector. Rifleman squadron over on the sniper there. May see a sticky bomb with that Stug once again. As right now, the defensive player could go for some 2-3-4s in order to hit these infantry a little bit better. Or Nebelwerfer. Nebelwerfer are now raining on in.
Seizing territory from us.
Does get a good hit there on the rifleman squad. A pretty tight, actually that's one, very, very tight, scatter there. Most times these Stugs literally hitting everything across the map, except for the target they're trying to shoot at. Snipers do camouflage there, receive some shots there. We're trying to force some crushes there. Not sure what explode over there. Maybe there's a landmine. Does take up a Pioneer, not a sniper. Sniper is getting overran. That's used for the fatherland. Now we've got a fresh 2-3-4 deployed on the field. And it does have a camouflage center deployed on the field. No veterancy on support weapons. That's a US player. We do have a camouflage center here. No veterancy on anything except for tanks. Well, I could stand to get some veterancy on those support weapons.
We have 200 points.
M180 gun may receive a shot there from the Stug. Does receive send a shot there in the barracks. 2-3-4 advancing forward. Pioneers have been deployed on the field. Gonna go for a sticky bomb there. Gotta maintain the distance from the rifleman. Two, 3, 4. Receive a bit of fire there. Rifle squads do fall back. MG42 now complete. And I hear Nebelwerfer barrage running somewhere. Getting caught up on the terrain there. He does get some there on the Stug. Nebelwerfer barrage running on in. Does miss the M180 gun, but may get singed as it pushes on forward. There's still a little bit of cinder effect there. The Stug should manage to escape on out. Another squad of Pioneers deployed out on the field. That's gonna get hit there on the 2-3-4. Does avoid any additional fire there. Has packed on up, trying to over on the AT gun, trying to save it. Does get some good damage there. Drops a model. And does try to set on up, but looks like it will be avoided. Over here, looks like the Pioneer squad does get wiped out.
Defended the fatherland until death.
We're losing a sector.
Matched up and ready to go. The objective is
You need any construction?
Our supply lines are broken. We have territory out of supply.
Pioneers!
Rifleman squads haven't healed up, pushing way out. Two of them have veterancy 1. We do have a capture over here of the Wehrmacht player. This point's being captured up, but this US player does maintain this sector. Rifleman captured that fuel point, so we're not being in supply until this point gets recaptured. You have another 2-3-4 being deployed on the field. No additional veterancy yet.
We captured munition location. We are prepared to do precisely as ordered.
And the Wehrmacht player is pretty low on fuel. Needs to get more fuel points. Good hit there on the rifleman. Over here, the rifleman squad's captured this VP.
Armored car deployed.
Forward supply lines are broken. We're losing territory.
And also got M2 howitzer barrage running on in. Does get some good hits down the rifleman squad that Stug. Does drop a bar. But it doesn't have any good squads actually pick up that bar.
One of our sectors has been cut off.
Capturing MG42. See some sniper shots there. I heard a landmine detonation. Not on the snipers. Rifleman squad pushing around on the flank. Snipers advancing forward. No landmines in this region. May find some shots there on the AT gun. Let's find some shots there onto the rifleman. And we've got now 2-3-4s now deployed on the field. Sniper squad does fall back. Does see a bit of friendly fire damage. And now we've got registered artillery available. A relatively cheap defensive artillery ability. Rifleman squad does fall back. And does receive a good sniper shot there, but both snipers hit the same target. Rifleman squad's now trying to overrun those snipers. M2 howitzer are now raining on in over here. Autocan does hit this rifleman. Let's get a small hits on the Stug. Rifleman squad just does throw a sticky bomb there on the 2, 3, 4. Does get damaged and crit there. Rifleman squad still has plenty of health to play around with. 18 gun setup hitting this 2, 3, 4. Does get a good hit there. The Rifleman squad's now flitching around. Looks like he's unable to get off another sticky bomb. Pioneers with a bar trying to repair these forces. Rogue's quite wounded. 2, 3, 4 has damaged engine and the M180 guns in pursuit. Does get a shot off there. Engineers fancy on forward. Maybe trying to hit these Pioneers. The other 2, 3, 4 is also quite wounded. All these vehicles just need repairs. Stug falls
They're
back.
leaving territory.
2, 3, 4 still has health. Now got this 2, 3, 4. Nate does not receive a sticky bomb there.
Ready for action.
Over here, got these
Supply
engineers
lines are broken. We have
decapturing that
territory
point.
cut off from supply.
Sniper does get some hits there onto the M1AT gun. That's Rifleman squad is doing quite a bit of damage from these forces. Does get a fresh MG42 pull out on field. And the Rifleman squad does fall back in time. Looks like he now has light vehicle efficiency.
Our forward supply lines
That's
are
a
broken.
Hellcat running over our vehicles. We do have a Hellcat now pulled on field. Trying to overrun these light vehicles. Does roll a miss there. Does give a good hit there. And now got the 50mm being researched. He's being a little bit desperate since he's trying to pull that one out. Doug is back here. Damage. 50mm still running away. Does give it almost deadly hit there. This 2, 3, 4 is also being upgraded to 50mm. This is a little bit desperate against this Hellcat. Does keep the Hellcat away for the time being. More artillery in this region.
Advances.
54 getting some great hits there on that captured MG42. The MG42 over here is receiving quite a bit of artillery, however. Now registered artillery is being pulled on out. It does drop pretty quickly. I do have fresh Stug deployed in the field, and he has deployed out that 50mm. Over here, the 50mm has been cancelled.
Attention. The enemy advances.
Only the best in German engineering.
Pioneers time to capture some of these sectors. We've got a massive VP lead for the US player. The Iraq player has a small,
One of our sectors has been
little
cut off.
manpower, enough munitions for registered artillery now, and no fuel remaining. He's going for another Stug. His opponent right now has a small reserve of manpower, a good reserve of munitions, enough for an off power shoot,
Production is now in double time.
and as well as a small reserve of fuel. He can deploy out more Hellcats if so choose, with not that enough fuel. He probably has enough fuel for the rest of the game, honestly. He also pull out Rangers if needed. Rifleman squad's getting suppressed by the MG42. Continuing receiving some fire there, does fall back now. Ronan does get unsuppressed now. Duke's gonna try moving their way over here to put some holes in this rifleman.
Supply lines are broken.
And when T-Gun is facing forward, and the Hellcat is way back here. And the US player is a little bit over population. Rifleman squad just see a bit of fire there.
From us.
Good hit there. AT gun shot does find a hit there on the Stug. And now we do have the Pioneers trying to pull out some landmines. Stug's getting some hits there onto the Hellcat. Getting some good hits there now. Off my power shoot now ringing up in. The Hellcat could still go down. AT gun does get a little bit wounded by the 50mm. 50mm lamp shot there on the Hellcat. 50mm does get the short engine crit there. Fully mobilized on the Stugs. 50mm may want to back on off. Try to get some more hits there on the AT gun. Stugs still in a good angle to hit the AT gun. Rifle squad being forced to dance around. 50mm does get a hit there. Stug's a hit there. This is going to be dead to this Stug, likely with that sticky bomb there. 2, 3, 4 advancing forward. Pioneer squad receiving quite a bit of damage there. Pioneer squad needs to fall back. And the AT gun does get overran, so does that engineer. Rifleman squad does fall back as well. Got this fresh rifleman, or not so fresh rifleman squad. Push away forward. 20mm cannon. Again, does receive a sticky bomb there. 50mm and Stugs advancing to his own space. Maybe on the crux of these forces, trying to hit this howitzer. Rolls a bounce of one of those shots. And now we got the Rangers now engaging close range. M2 receiving quite a bit of fire there. 50mm not advancing. And howitzer does go down. One Stug has to take some damage, the other one has to quite a bit of damage from the bazookas. Now do have something we call, there's a 28cm rocket barrage. Yeah, 28cm rocket barrage now raining on in. May lose some of these Stugs into that barrage, because it is relatively wide scattered, but does not. Gets a good hit there on the tank depot, but nowhere enough to kill it off. It does receive a sticky bomb there, it does lose that one. And gets fully mobilized there, and tank depot is pretty far away from going down. The short engine crit there, still not dead. Gun's still up and going. Being repaired up by the engineers now. Force fire on the ground right there. I'm not sure why he's force fire on the ground. They try to get the rifleman efficiency. Rangers now firing it up, trying to hit the 20mm. Got the 50mm, the 20mm, both not quite wounded. Crush Stug deployed on the field. Probably want to take time to keep the East engineers in the back line to get repaired up. He never knows how much munitions his opponent has, but the answer to that question is actually very little. It does cost 200 munitions, however. 20mm starting to receive quite a bit of damage now. 50mm rotates gun around. Goes out of control there. Pac 30 gets a good hit there as well. Oh, did that go? No, that's not out of control. I saw it rotating around thinking it did. Engineers and Pioneers engaging at close range. They got another decrewed MG42, so you can perhaps blame that one as well. Oh, and that's a captured M1AT gun, not Pac 38. Getting some good hits there. Stug. And he may lose a 50mm at the current rate. And the M1AT gun does get decrewed. Sniper firing away. He has only one sniper remaining. The other one has gone down one point in time. I'm not sure by what. Pioneers engaging the engineers along with the Pioneers of a bar. Got these forces back at home. Still no support weapons veterancy.
We have gained the momentum on the field.
We have another Stug on the build queue.
Forward supply lines are broken.
And when a gun crawling on its way back.
One of our sectors has been cut off.
And looks like this Pioneer squad does get forced some back. Stug firing some misses there. And the bar Pioneer may get wiped out. Finds a landmine there. The bar Pioneer does escape on out there. Stug finds a shot there in the Hellcat, but both of them looks like appears to miss. I think there's a deflection of the Stug. Does get a hit there now. Second Stug now advancing it forward. Gets another hit there.
Our forward supply lines are broken.
Oh, here we do have the Rifleman squad getting suppressed by the peak amounts of the buildings. The Rifleman squad does fall back now. They go down to Stugs. It's very wounded.
Americans are capturing a sector.
Now got this rifleman squad captured this VP.
Our supply lines
Sniper
are
and
holding
Stug once again deployed on out, so right now there's 3 Stugs. No, just no veterancy at the moment. Sniper gained some hits there on the captured MG42. It does pick off the captured MG42.
losing a sector.
Oh, is that a mortar? Asman from Off-Map Combat Group, right? If he has an Off-Map Combat Group available, see a lot of riflemen. He may have got an AT gun and 2 riflemen and a mortar. That's my guess. Stug receiving a bit of fire there. 50mm trying to engage this rifleman. I was seeing some AT gun shots now. 50mm does not go down at the moment. Hellcat charging forward, trying to hit some of these forces. Still getting repaired on up by the Pioneers with no health.
Victory point under siege. The Germans are moving in.
50mm may go down. Does get a shot there and does receive a lethal blow there. Rifleman does get vetted up with wiping out that Pioneer, keeps the VP captured.
Rifle squad has the objective. Listen
Losing
up,
ground
Rifle
out
squad.
there.
Two Wehrmacht snipers spawn on the field, 2 kills and 15 kills. Is there any landmine over here? Nope, we do not. Rifleman squad's advancing on forward, and these Pioneers could get wiped out. They're oh so wounded. Rifle squad does see a shot there.
Enemy unit.
Wipes out one of the Pioneers, the other one with the bar does escape out of there. Snipers receive some kills there,
Objective secured. Rifle squad defending. Time to kill some crowd.
and does capture that point.
Objective secured. Rifle squad defending. Listen up, people.
Hellcat, reading you.
Hellcat camouflage right there. Rifleman squad has lost a model there. Bullet from a sniper. Does find a shot there on the engineers. Does find another shot over here. Joke's now just firing away. Now we've got this rifleman squad advancing forward, trying to capture this fuel point now. More rifleman squads and a mortar push way forward. Got this rifleman squad. Seeing some fire from the Stug.
Rifleman squad reinforced.
Now here, this rifleman squad see a bit of damage there. Rifleman squads do fall back there.
Our forces are
Does
taking
drop a couple models, but
casualties.
does escape on out. Snipers gain some good hits there. It's delayed by the Stugs. Down to 3 models, so Sniper should be able to find another pair of shots onto it, forcing down to 1 last model. And does fall back nice and early. Does get one of the models on retreat. Now we've got this 2-3-4 trying to advance forward on the flanks. Very nice.
The enemy is after our victory point.
Captured fuel sector.
Stand firm, allies.
This play has still
Battle
plenty
is
of
ours.
rifleman squads in the field. Could go for a medic station if he wants more rifleman squads, but right now he's fighting against soldier shows. He could use the AT gun. AT or
Enemy unit
Hellcat
down.
camouflage right there. That's
Infantry
just
squad
one.
lost.
It looks like he's been losing some of these rifle squads to the snipers. Rook have been wiped out up here, not so sure. Mortar does get decrewed by the snipers. Well, not a good idea to recapture it. He's fighting against mobile forces.
Germans losing
Not
ground.
going to be really that useful to recapture it up. We do have another rifle squad before trying to get some hits onto these Stugs. And now we've got 3 rifle squad, Vet 3, Vet 1, and Vet 2. Rifle squads advancing forward, trying to get some sticky bombs in this region. This VP is captured by the Wehrmacht player. US AT gun starting to get overrun. There's an MG bunker in this region as well. Stug trying to engage in glorious melee combat. Second AT gun not pulled on the field. Off-on power shoot raining on in over here. May wipe up 234 if it's not paying attention. Does get main gun destroyed crit there. And it does go down off that power shoot. And soon he has enough manpower for another off-map combat group. May need to get these guys reinforced first, however. Looks like saving his manpower for the off-map combat group. Then he's going to reinforce. Register artillery raining on in, which apparently bounced off buildings. And Sticky Bomb does connect. Destroyed engine crit there, leaving it very exposed. Bounce and pin. Another bounce there. Seeing some pens there. The Hellcat looks like will go down. Another Sticky Bomb does connect. That should wipe it out. Now off-map camera groups now available. Does deploy out a MG, Rifleman, AT gun, and Greyhound. Greyhound can be useful to protect the flanks, so can the MG42. AT gun would be useful, and Rifleman are always useful. So let's use the healing crate ability there on the snipers. Trying to engage at close range, just wipe out one of the snipers. The other sniper could potentially go down. It does wipe out both the snipers there. Rifleman squad may get wiped out in return, however. Or maybe not, and it's uncrewed AT gun there as well. 30 cal now trying to capture that point. He may want to get that 30 cal a bit farther back. Greyhound firing away. These forces do get suppressed by the bunker. It does take out the Pioneer there. Counter kill crit. Now the Greyhound's falling on back. These forces do get pinned down. These forces are seeing a bit of fire there. AT gun starting to get overran as well. And we do have that Pioneer falling in back now. AT gun now falling back. We do have the Rifleman squad, Vet 3 Rifleman squad going for the VP. The Wehrmacht flight does not have a lot of VPs remaining. And the AT gun starting to get overran as well. The Rifleman squad advancing forward, trying to get a sticky bomb onto the 234. It does get a sticky bomb on the 234. AT gun does get decrewed. We'll try recapturing of this Rifleman squad quickly. We'll do it with this other Rifleman squad. This one, Rifleman squad does get pinned by the MG42 with a single model. AT gun fires a shot, gets a good hit there. Does get a good hit there.
Enemy unit down.
And now that engine Pioneer does go down. AT gun or another sticky bomb onto the 234. Does not take it out. AT gun does roll a miss there, but is in range. And the AT gun rolls another miss there. Still has vision in this region. It goes for another sticky bomb there. And rolls another miss. Is he forced to find the ground there?
Annihilated. Enemy unit
Does
down.
lose AT gun to the sniper. Rush sniper, I should mention. That was kill number 6 with him. And looks like the Greyhound does go down as well. Right now, there's a single capture in favor of the US player, and right now, the Wehrmacht is having trouble even capturing. There's only one VB capture on the map. That's all the US player really needs. He will still have enough munitions for off-map power shoot, which can help him keep these other points secure. Or unsecure, really.
The enemy is down.
Trying to capture this point now. Pioneers trying to advance forward. The Rifle Squad may just want to sacrifice themselves there? Not really. It is the unvetted squad, and it's on the one last model. Maybe able to get the capture. Does get the capture there. And 30 cal now setting up, trying to suppress that. Pioneer does suppress it there. And does get interrupted as well. 30 cal will wipe up the Pioneer. Now this double capture against the Wehrmacht clan as Paul and spell doom. Capital D. And lowercase o. Sticky bomb does connect onto the Stug. MG42 does get decrewed. Destroyed engine crit on that one. And with 9 tickets, 7 tickets, this point's now been captured and up. Now countdown and singles rather than doubles. And here's on trying to decapture that point now. And the other points are not going to be decaptured anytime soon. So that is going to be end of the game. gets fully immobilized there,
Enemy
and
unit
they
down.
do cast the courtesy GG's. This and Greg saying thank you for watching. On to the next replay. So I'm getting a little bit tired right now, so that's going to be my last replay for tonight. So everyone, thank you for watching. Have a good evening and enjoy.